William James, Pragmatism. There are some people, and I am one of them, who think that the most practical and important thing about a man is still his view of the universe. We think the question is not whether the theory of the cosmos affects matters, but whether, in the long run, anything else affects them. The philosophy which is so important to each of us is not a technical matter. It is our more or less dumb sense of what life honestly and deeply means. A universe definable in 2 sentences is something for which the professorial intellect has no use. Philosophy's results concern us almost vitally, and philosophy's queerest arguments tickle agreeably our sense of subtlety and ingenuity. Philosophy is at once the most sublime and the most trivial of human pursuits. Temperament is no conventionally recognized reason, so he urges impersonal reasons only for his conclusions. The one thing that has counted so far in philosophy is that a man should see things, see them straight in his own peculiar way. No one can live an hour without both facts and principles, so it is a difference rather of emphasis. Empiricists, on the other hand, are not uncommonly materialistic, and their optimism is apt to be decidedly conditional and tremulous. Rationalism is always monistic. It starts from wholes and universals and makes much of the unity of things. Empiricism starts from the parts and makes the whole a collection. It's not averse, therefore, to calling itself pluralistic. The rationalist finally will be of dogmatic temper in his affirmations, while the empiricist may be more skeptical and open to discussion. Their antagonism, whenever as individuals their temperaments have been intense, has formed in all ages a part of the philosophic atmosphere of the time. The tough think of the tender as sentimentalists and soft heads. The tender feel the tough to be unrefined, callous, or brutal. Everything, of course, is necessarily determined, and yet, of course, our wills are free. A sort of free will determinism is the true philosophy. The evil of the parts is undeniable, but the whole can't be evil, so practical pessimism may be combined with metaphysical optimism. Now, what kinds of philosophy do you find actually offered to meet your needs? You find an empirical philosophy that is not religious enough, and a religious philosophy that is not empirical enough for your purpose. You want a system that will combine both things, the scientific loyalty to facts and willingness to take account of them, the spirit of adaptation and accommodation. What you want is a philosophy that will not only exercise your powers of intellectual abstraction, but that will make some positive connection with this actual world of finite human lives. And this is then your dilemma. You'll find the 2 parts of requisitum hopelessly separated. The world of concrete personal experiences to which the street belongs is multitudinous beyond imagination, tangled, muddy, painful, and perplexed. Refinement has its place in things, true enough, but a philosophy that breathes out nothing but refinement will never satisfy the empiricist's temper of mind. Truly, there is something a little ghastly in the satisfaction with which a pure but unreal system will fill a rationalist mind. The ancients had small ideas of the works of God. As all the fixed stars are suns, one sees how small a place among visible things our earth takes up, since it is only a satellite of one among them. Does it not dwindle to something incomparably less than a physical point, since our Earth is but a point compared with the distance of the fixed stars? There is a kind of justice which aims neither at the amendment of the criminal, nor at furnishing an example to others, nor at the reparation of the injury. This justice is founded in pure fitness, which finds a certain satisfaction in the expiation of a wicked deed. It is always founded in the fitness of things and satisfies not only the offended party, but all wise lookers on, even as beautiful music or a fine piece of architecture satisfies a well-constituted mind. It is thus that the torments of the damned continue, even though they serve no longer to turn anyone away from sin, and that the rewards of the blessed continue, even though they confirm no one in good ways. Both facts are founded on the principle of fitness, for God has made all things harmonious in perfection, as I have already said. And do not tell me that to show the shallowness of rationalist philosophizing, I have had to go back to a shallow wig-parted age. The optimism of present-day rationalism sounds just as shallow to the fact-loving mind. The actual universe is a thing wide open, but rationalism makes systems, and systems must be closed. For men in practical life, perfection is something far off and still in process of achievement. This for rationalism is but the illusion of the finite and relative. The absolute ground of things is a perfection eternally complete. Mr. Swift's anarchism goes a little farther than mine does, but I confess that I sympathize a good deal, and some of you, I know, will sympathize heartily with his dissatisfaction with the idealistic optimisms now in vogue. What these people experience is reality. It gives us an absolute face of the universe. It is the personal experience of those most qualified in all our circle of knowledge to have experience to tell us what is. Now, what does thinking about the experience of these persons come to be compared with directly, personally feeling it as they feel it? The philosophers are dealing in shades, while those who live and feel know the truth. I offer the oddly named thing Pragmatism as a philosophy that can satisfy both kinds of demand. It can remain religious like the rationalists, but at the same time, like the empiricisms, it can preserve the richest intimacy with facts. Tender-minded and tough-minded, what a barbaric disjunction! What a brutal caricature and reduction of highest things to the lowest possible expression is it to represent its field of conflict as a sort of rough and tumble fight between the two hostile temperaments. And if philosophy is to be religious, how can it be anything else than a place of escape from the crassness of reality's surface? How can principles and general views ever be anything but abstract outlines? Believe me, I feel the full force of the indictment. The picture I have given is indeed monstrously oversimplified and rude. But like all abstractions, it will prove to have its use. If philosophers can treat the life of the universe abstractly, they may not complain of an abstract treatment of the life of philosophy itself. In point of fact, the picture I have given is, however coarse and sketchy, literally true. Temperaments with their cravings and refusals do determine men and their philosophies, and always will. The details of systems may be reasoned out piecemeal, and when the student is working on a system, he may often forget the forest for the single tree.